What's the craziest way you've ever busted a scammer? I work the night shift as a receptionist at a hotel in Norway. Nights are usually so quiet you can hear the hum of the vending machine across the lobby. The hours crawl by, and I normally pass the time with Netflix or games. Last summer was especially slow. I picked up a lot of extra shifts, and by then, I'd run out of shows, run out of games, and nearly run out of patience. That's when an email landed in my inbox from someone calling himself Scooter. His message was short. He wanted to book a room for nearly 20 days. All I had to do was confirm the price and availability, and he'd send me his credit card details to pre-charge him. Normally, I'd delete it instantly. These emails are a dime a dozen in the hotel business. But that night, I was bored, so I decided to play along. I replied with a quote for just over $2,000 for the entire stay, and I made sure to emphasize our free cancellation policy. In this business, the scam is predictable. Our system lets us charge cards with nothing but the number and expiration date. No PIN, no CVC. Worse, we can issue refunds to completely different accounts. Fraudsters use stolen cards, cancel the booking, and then ask for a refund to their own account. If no one pays attention, they walk away with free money, while the real cardholder is left fighting the charge. Sure enough, a couple of hours later, Scooter sent me a Visa number and told me to run it. I ran it through our validation system, and it wasn't his. The card belonged to someone else entirely. I replied that it had been declined due to insufficient funds. Minutes later, he sent me another card. Different name, different country, same result. At first, I thought I'd just report it to the banks in the morning, but I still had hours left in my shift, and I couldn't resist. So I emailed him back, saying the second card had gone through successfully. I even gave him a fake booking reference number. That's when he showed his hand. A few hours later, he emailed again, canceling the stay and asking me to refund the $2,000 to a new card because he had lost his wallet and canceled the one he paid with. The new card was tied to a Polish bank. That detail said it all. Polish accounts are often bought on the dark web, registered under someone else's name and used to launder stolen money. Scooter thought he had scored, and he was already counting the cash. I decided to string him along. I told him I could process the refund, but our email server would be going down for maintenance soon, so my boss would handle it on Monday. If he needed the money sooner, he'd have to call me before my shift ended. The bait worked perfectly. Within 10 minutes, the phone rang. Scooter was on the line, giving me the Polish card number. Without realizing it, he also handed me his personal phone number. I stayed calm, pretended to process the refund, and told him the money would be in his account by noon. He hung up, convinced he'd pulled it off. When I got home, curiosity got the better of me. I plugged his number into Facebook, and there he was. His profile wasn't private at all. I saw his photos, his address, even his job. He looked like a cheap knockoff of the musician Scooter. Spiky gelled hair, rough face, bad tough guy poses. His neighborhood looked just as bleak. Boarded up windows, trash-strewn yards, houses left to rot. The biggest clue was his workplace. He listed a job at a hotel in the UK. That explained how he had access to stolen cards. Guests booking online would have their details processed through the hotel system, and Scooter was clearly skimming them for his scams. I decided to act. I called the hotel and asked for the manager. I explained what had happened and gave him the names on the stolen cards. Both of those guests had stayed there. The manager was furious. He told me Scooter wasn't even a full employee. He was part of a government training program. He said he'd be reporting him immediately. I also contacted Visa and MasterCard International. I gave them the card details, the Polish account, and Scooter's phone number. They told me they could tie the account to other fraud cases and pin it directly on him. A few days later, the police called me for a formal statement. That confirmed the manager had gone to the authorities. I never learned the full outcome, but when I checked his Facebook again, his job at the hotel had disappeared. No new job listed either, so one boring night shift turned into something much bigger. I went from killing time to exposing a scammer, getting him fired, and maybe even putting him in the hands of the police.